Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. I will never get nobody name up. They was like, they was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that at the Mariners, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning. They said, we know you gonna put them hairstyle. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said I am. I'm going to put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with you.
Rocket, cold.
But look who they said that was Crockett. We got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
Been attacking our whole national, so it ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest racer. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding them up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to us, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I laughing too, shit. But, hey, it is what it is. But, boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, are they trying to use stuff for content? I said, well, she gave it to me. But this what I wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video, and he was talking about like in Chicago when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides. But these was the ones that the Democrats had, and when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I can't. I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
Hello.
I am in the building. Am I in the building? Let me take this out. Am I live yet, family? Am I live? Good morning, beautiful people. Thank y'all for tapping in. No games. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for tapping in. I see Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis in the building. Pop Gaddis, the lovely Terry Nixon, Allie Nicole Gaddis Rivers, the way of Jesus Christ live. Shout out to my Gaddis clan. You heard Erica Gaddis, Hassan Pinchback, what it do? The lovely Linda Chilton in the building, Karen Malone, Concrete Jungle. Good morning, good morning, good morning, family. It's all about Flint City business. I don't know what's going on, but I've been trying to scour and see what's been going on, people. But good morning for y'all.
Sorry.
Bless you, bless you, bless you. Now, I seen some because it's a lot of stuff going on out here. Oh my goodness, they on Gretchen Whitmer head, ain't they?
Good. And then I've seen on Facebook several people posting an article about Flint having clean water, and then that article getting ripped the hell apart by actual Flint residents. I loved it. I didn't have to even get in there myself. Like everyone else was already in the melee. You don't need me in there.
Constance, thank you for tapping in, beloved, and Big Mama Gaddis in the building. Nah, I seen that. Yeah, I had got that sent to me. But I mean, when you got people that, when you battle in the system, they don't want that out there. That Flint water is not fixed. Then you can't, you can't say Flint water not fixed. It's terrible though, but it is what it is.
And then I saw several people bringing up the same points that I've been talking about, home plumbing, And it's like, oh, people are either listening to me or we're all on the same thought length here. Either way, it makes me feel good. Thank you, Ken.
Mama Quill, good morning. Good morning. The Dreamer, good morning. I mean, but that's why I said Flint City business. You know why? Because I think Flint within itself is a crisis still going on here, fires with the water, fires with cancer cluster study, fires with the kidney diseases on the rise. It's Flint got a lot of stuff going on. Wanda Smith, good morning. Yeah, no, prayers to everybody. Hey, hold on, fam. I got to
What's going on with Arizona? Oh, anyway, yeah. Quick little thing about cancer cluster study, and it is a good thing that it has come. I've had someone sending me articles in my Facebook messages, and it is appreciated, mind you, very appreciated. But for the first few articles, I didn't see Arthur Woodson's name noticed or mentioned at all. It mentioned Del Rico, it mentioned El Mayro, it mentioned El State Repo, not Art at all, who has had more contact with the federal government in setting this up than any of the others. But I still want to point out that the cancer cluster study is just literally a study pointing out how many cases of cancer are in the area and linked to what parts of the body: kidneys, heart, lungs, stomach, intestinal lining, things of that sort. And it might bring resources or it might not. It really depends on A, who's in the Oval Office, and B, how much money the state and the Fed wants to throw at it. So, I mean, it's not a guarantee by a long shot, and all it really does is just say what damage has been done to the folks. Tony, you better not be talking about Miami-Dade being cold, because right now in Lake City or even White Springs, where I live, it is colder than Juneau, Alaska. And don't you even dare tell me that Miami-Dade's colder. I mean, I know you guys have had your falling iguanas and all, but come on. Dreamer brings up, state rep don't know anything. The state rep is just there to get her name on it so she can get reelected, so Neely's can collect more of that 70,000+ a year, I believe. Actually, let's take a look at that salary while I'm sitting here being myself. Michigan state rep salary. Base salary as of 2024, $71,685 per year, with a mileage reimbursement of 67 cents per mile. And if we take a look at distance between TW Lansing and Flint, Michigan, can I just, all right, 58 miles. So let's do 52 miles, 52 minutes, 56 miles. There we go. I found it out eventually.
What you explaining?
How much the state rep gets paid. And there's even
What up, Yogi?
reimbursement of 67 cents per mile.
Lone Boat, Coretta H, and Tony Terry, Andre Holland, good morning.
So 67 times, I believe it was 58, 55.8. So we'll round it up to 56. 0.67, please.
Well, Dreamer, to me, the whole thing.
$37 per one-way trip. Multiply that by 2, so $75 per trip. And then I don't trust her to keep a legitimate or accurate accounting of her mileage. So she probably collects $74 every 3 days. Says she goes every 3 days to vote.
Who?
Cynthia.
Oh, that's what y'all talking about, saying.
Yeah, because the someone said state rep don't know nothing, and I was in reference to the cancer cluster study, because someone had been sending me articles about the cancer cluster study and how much publicity it's finally getting because it's an election year. And because it's an election year, there's, of course, the same election year practices, policies, and shenanigans. Who did most of the grunt work on this? Arthur Woodson, right? He's the one that did the most of the reaching out just to get it started. But in the first 3 or 4 articles that were sent to me, his name wasn't involved at all. Mayor Neely, State Rep Neely, and Del Rico were the names on there. Finally, the last one that was sent to me, I believe, like 3 days ago, had Art's name in it just as a footnote. And Dreamer brought up, State Rep don't know anything. Yeah, but she needs her name on this so she can get elected so they can continue to pick up the $71,685 per year.
Good morning, Jennifer Stanton and Deborah O'Neill. Good morning, Debbie Clark, one half of the Wonder Twins. Sharon, good morning. Miss Kariza, good morning. Deborah, good morning. Good morning to you, lovely ladies, for tapping in. Blake E. Gaddis. I mean, reason I'm saying that, I mean, listen, I know me and Winters hit on a lot of it last night, but to me, until we can get this residency together, until we can get, because like that's the first thing. If you can get this residency under control, meaning if you can get the clerk office to get with the program, I just don't think that the clerk office is ever going to get with the program, because they'll find somebody that's going to do the bidding that they've been wanting done. It's just in my humble opinion.
Here's the next thing, Mickey, and I believe this bears in consideration. Number 1, Michigan is the 4th highest United States, the state with the 4th highest salary for state legislators, state representatives. It comes behind California, New York, and Pennsylvania. Second, proposal was recently introduced by the SOCC to increase the salaries by 25% starting in April 2027, which would bring the base pay up to roughly $89,594. So if Cynthia wins this one, by the time she's sworn in next year, she will receive yearly $89,594.
For what?
For just having the title of state rep in front of her name, because we all know she ain't going up there and advocating for Flint.
I mean, that's what it's sad, though. That's the whole thing is sad. Like I'm saying, I respect the game. Believe me, I respect how the game is played. But this been going on far too long. Like, really a lot of the madness that's going on. I don't know if you can see it ever stops, but to me, and I'm just going to be honest, I just feel like people are auditioning for who run this thing, who going to be next in line that they can use to do what they want to, get them to do the job that they're supposed to do. In my humble opinion, it's like you seeing people and auditioning. Because some of these people, good morning, Lanita Murray, like some of these people you haven't seen through a lot of the stuff. That's why I was saying, and like I said, I'm not disparaging what happened in Minnesota, but I'm just saying with Flint, it's too much going on far as the water crisis that ain't never been, it seemed like Flint never got out of it. Donnell Meredith, good morning to you. And it seemed like it's easy. Like, just look at the ENA board. I'll go back over it again. Just think about this. You had how they manipulated. They let a citizen come in, manipulate, allegedly come in, get it with an ombudsman, got out of her job. Derek Williams, good morning. Granny G, good morning. Got out of her job. Forget that it was a camera. I don't know if it worked or didn't work over the ombudsman office. Like, don't none of this stuff seem kind of strange? Just be better. And I remember Joe King when he so-called was acting like he was gonna change something about the mayor, and he would be, he would, like, he was protecting the what's up, Noble Mac? Top of the morning, good brother. I see you tapping in from Cincinnati. To me, it's just, I don't know, man. Like we allow so much stuff to go through, and we all just like we just look at it like it's no big thing, which is crazy too. It's real crazy. Thank you, Granny G, for the $5 super chat for Taco Tuesday. You heard what Jennifer said.
Real quick, we have to take a side there to her comment above that one. So Jennifer says, as a supervisor whose area is in her area, she's never met you. If I'm not mistaken, you're in Mundy Township. And Mundy Township is actually in the 72nd House District, uh, which is actually what the Michigan State Democrats site is telling me. So it doesn't surprise me that Representative Neely hasn't met you. Uh, when I ran for it, the only areas that were part of the 70th were Flint and a little section of Burton. No.
Let me see what Felicia Martinez coming in from New Jersey. You heard by way of the East Coast. She found me a sponsor. One day I'm telling you, we're gonna have the big ones, but ain't nothing bigger than this one because she find them for it. Mickey's Roll Call is sponsored by North Carolina A&T students for confronting the State Board of Election members doing a meeting for removing polling sites from campus. Good trouble. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. But how can we stop that from going on, though? Both sides have done it. Oh, Jennifer said that is they state rep. But how do both sides get it done? Let me see what Concrete Jungle said. I listened to the Kang interview. This is coming from the good brother Concrete Jungle. Said I listened to the Kang interview with Mike Clack last night. I was very impressed with his ideas and his straightforward answer. If I lived in Flint, he definitely had my vote. But you know what's funny, Concrete? The brother been talking like that. This ain't just Stop Hot Clack been talking like that. If you don't get the people behind, see what it is. A lot of time, the people who should be in them seats don't get in them seats. What's up, Win 1985? Thank you for tapping in. Sweet Cupcake on break. Thank you for tapping in. Eleanor Wicker, good morning, beloved. Good morning to all the queens that just tapped in. I just like just think about this, family. And I was having a conversation this morning about the school. The Flint school should be closed down for this reason right here. You don't have enough students. You paying the superintendent like you got, like Flint had back in the day, 10 to 15,000 students. You had. I'm looking at this the type of stuff that throw me off. What's up, Javier Jones? Thank you for tapping in. Thank you. I'm just saying, everybody, thank y'all. This would throw me off, family, and I have to be honest with y'all. This is the type of stuff that throw me off. I'm gonna get to it. Hold on. I see what you just sent me to. Let me see. Flint of Detroit. Okay, the Midden Channel. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get right back that to Denise. Hold on, let me get to this right here. This is what I hope I ain't. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about, and this is not me trying to be funny or nothing. Right here, and maybe it was being said in good faith. It's just hard for me to understand it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta find. Did she take it down? Okay, no, she ain't take it down. I got it. I gotta get to it. I like some of the stuff she be having on her page, but you know,
Who?
this one, I gotta find it. Did I misplace it? Did she take it off her page? I know these people, man. They know I'm recording. Anyway, she had something on there. It was, I mean, to me, it I just go through her page, right? I'm just looking at it. It to me, here you go. This is what I want to put on here. This it right here. I got it. I got it, family. It won't let me put it all the way in. But
You
this
done found it?
Yeah, nah, this it right here. This is what this is some of the stuff I be finding appalling. Individuals seeking respite from the chaotic political landscape consider watching Becoming. This too shall pass. And I'm like, you know, when I see it, I get it. And you know, it's no disrespect to the lady, but it's like, I mean, to the president of the school board. when you looking, it's like stuff like that when she be like you quoting that, and then I get to see the games that you played in. The schools, and I'll say it, let me just put it out there. How she went and negotiated the contract with the superintendent when she was the the vice president of the school board. Clark was the president. You went behind his back. And these are the type of people that people be think like this is who is leading. Like you get, and she ain't the only one like that. You got plenty on them on council, on the ENA board. These are a lot of selfish people that's trying to use to better themselves. Like I don't know, maybe she want to be a council person or a state rep. Who knows? I know she love titles, but I'm just saying from like all the madness, and this lady made it to be the the back being the president again. School board, you got kids reading, and I get it. Like some of the stuff she do put on there, I do look at it. I'm like, but to me, she's like the total opposite. Just from seeing the games that she played, that's what be stressing me out. Even when I'm saying like, I'm not telling people if you had these people on, you got to dog them out. No, but you should see where they been at. Like what was going on? Like I would want to know where they been at during the water crisis. I don't care if you wasn't there when it started because it never ended. You know what I'm saying? I want to know where was you at on a lot of these fights. You know, when I'm seeing a lot of people coming out the woodworks, and I'm not saying they might have not been out. I might have just we might wasn't seeing each other, but it's just and like I said, I'm not telling people you got to go in here and if y'all get in there, but make the mayor do right by the residents too. Just don't let him and his cronies. And I understand that how the gang go when your crew get in, you do supposed to feed them, but make sure the people get something in return. Because Flint is going on what 14 years, the water still ain't fixed.
2014, 12 years.
12 years, the water still ain't fixed. Brother Elliott gonna be on today at 5. And I ain't even gotta ask him, brother, how the water smell when you turn it on. And that should tell people everything they know. Even with the pipe. And I'm not knocking it because this all they was fixing. All the they said the whole infrastructure needed to be done. Where did they miss that at? Because I could have swore they said all plumbing. The whole plumbing to the all houses plumbing needed to be done. Am I mistaken on that? That's what they said, not just no one little piece. Then they say the whole city needed to be infrastructure needed to be redid. Fires, all the pipes needed to be replaced.
Anything around the desk to represent the size of the pipe that they replaced.
Okay, so if
that's about the size of the pipe they replaced from the street to your house.
That was the only one. They ain't need to fix none other. That was the only pipe they thought.
I mean, they have said that they replaced 1,100 mains. How many mains are there actually in the city of Flint? And what they're trying to say is, how did that idiot fucking
1 second, baby.
So one gentleman was saying that if the pipe is made of lead, a certain chemical needs to be added to it to make sure that it doesn't corrode. Well, tough luck, it's already started to corrode, and that corrosion is freely flowing through the pipes, which causes other chemicals. I mean, you don't just get one chemical reaction, you get a compounding mess of chemical reactions. It's a fractal. It's like dominoes. You're constantly getting more and more and more. So even though you've changed the chemical composition of the water now to where it won't cause any new corrosion, the corrosion that's already there has already started mixing with the water, causing new chemical reactions. And that corrosion is still breaking off and finding its way into your house, even with the brandy newy zinc pipe or stainless steel pipe or galvanized steel pipe. Either way, it's still finding its way into your house. You need to go through, replace absolutely everything from literally going from the water plant to your faucet. If there's a pipe that's been unchanged, then the job's not done. They failed.
I'm looking at Debbie Clark where she said, Mickey, just a thought. Do you think the lead poisoning affected our children from learning? You know what? Me not being a doctor, I'm gonna just say I'll go with that. I believe it probably has something to do with it, the stunting it. Because I'm not a doctor. I don't want to just say because we can't even get our well. Some doctors have said lead poisoning does affect the development of children, allegedly. But my thing is, what was the other part? Because this would be part of the problem. I don't think they should get the money they get by no means. The whole deal should have been redid. You had the former mayor said she wanted to start at $1 billion, and that's Dr. Weaver. The current mayor you got, I'm just saying, but to me, I don't know how you can fix it, to be honest with you. Your current mayor, I'm just being honest with you. It seems like we don't supposed to expect nothing from them. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Let me see what this is. I'm gonna look at it. I'm looking at it right now. And it's coming from the county commissioner. Let me see. Let me bring it up, fam. Let me bring it up. This is coming from Del Rico. Look what it says. Another. Let me blow it up. Let me read it. Another interview sharing what possible when leadership is solely focused not on politics, but on people, progress, and purpose. I remain committed to doing the work that leads to real impact. Thankful for the opportunity to serve, to help create meaningful change for the people of our community whom I love, living to serve others. Listen, you know what? I will say this. Miss Eunice, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. And Brother Michael Cooley, thank you for tapping in. And you know what, Jennifer, I can agree with that. Why they doing green space, you may be right on that. That's why they're demolishing entire areas so they don't have to fix those pipes. Which is like, we can't say nothing. We ain't got no say so. Just think about it how they did St. John's area. You ain't got no say so. All they got to do is write something they had the votes to pass it. Let's be honest. They love that the people in Flint is in such disunity. They love it. They love that it's only a 12% voter turnout. They love it. Why you think they have been trying to stop when they want to get people out there to vote? Just think about this, family. When they thought, Liddell thought we was going to make a major hiccup, they went to call it an election. They do not want people. They know if the city, if out of 80,000, just say 30,000 people got up and voted. 35. You wouldn't have some of these people that we haven't that's even able to think to run. You wouldn't have it. But this is what you get when you scrape in the bottom of the barrel. You can get a councilman in the first ward in. You can get second ward councilwoman in. You can get the third ward councilwoman in. You can get the fourth ward councilwoman in. You can get the seventh ward councilwoman in. Look how the games that they playing. Like, to me, I get it's politics season. But for the ones who ain't coming back, I wouldn't even be playing with them. I wouldn't even be playing. We got so many different things, Davina. I don't know what else to say. Why even, like, my big thing, I'm glad we can put council on what's the name. I don't even want to be down there. What is you going down there to get? People saying the same thing. The same ones showing up. Ain't nobody up there paying attention to the residents. Oh, let me go back and look at it. I just put that one up. Let me go get this other one you're talking about. I said I was going to put it up. But this is the madness that we're going through. This is the madness that we're going through. And we just soaking it up. Let me see what you're talking about. Let me see. I got it. Here it go. Let me pull it up for you. Let me pull this up, family. Stop sharing. Let me put this one up. Share screen. Here we go. Oh, can I blow this one up a little bit? No, I ain't got nothing up here for me to blow it up. But anyway, as you can see, it say Flint and Detroit keep paying for cities that are no more. On the west side, the Hawking shell of Westwood Manor once loomed over Clio Road, a burnt-out, vandalized complex neighbors lived with for years. The Genesee County Land Bank finally took it down in 2025. The bricks are gone. The broken windows are gone. The cause for fires and trespassing are gone. But underneath the now open field, the same water lines, sewers, and streets still run as if hundreds of people live there. The city is still pumping treated water past an empty lot. Wow. The gap between what we see at ground level and what we pay for underground is at the heart of the heart of the problem facing Flint, Detroit, and other deindustrialized. Did I say industrial?
Deindustrialized.
Industrialized. I'm struggling with that.
Words
Legacy
are hard,
cities.
brother.
It will be for the day. Legacy cities. Demolition has made blocks safer and more livable, but demolition by itself cannot dig a city out of industrialization, especially when the pipes and roads built for twice as many people are still in the ground. The real question is not whether to tear down, it is whether to tear down is paired with reuse and deliberate shrinking and refocusing of infrastructure, whether we simply mow vacant lots or overstranded systems and call that progress. Mm.
It makes a certain bit of sense because we take a look at government, and government is only, I mean, whether it's city, state, fed, county, whatever, they're only interested in showing just showing, right? It's less substance and more style. So in this case, oh, look, we've demolished this entire thing here. That saves them money from having to go under and do the pipes there. The problem is that they're paying long term for those pipes. So in the long run, I'd say, because cities last hundreds of years, if not longer, right? Take a look at New York City. It's been around since the Dutch started it in, I want to say, the 1600s. It's about 400 plus years old, or 300 plus years old now, coming up on 400. City of London, over 1,000, right? Cities last a very long time. So if you just take a look at the price they paid to remove the buildings and nothing else, they think that they've saved maybe $1 million, $2 million. If you take a look at the price of the water that they're having to push through the entire city of Flint, because the way that our water systems work, you have to keep pressure in it, which means even areas of the city that have no houses, they still have to keep pressure in those pipes. Otherwise, you lose pressure and you get bacteria blooms, algae blooms, all sorts of fun stuff that Flint's already had problems with its water. So now you're adding millions on every year just for having to buy more water instead of just removing the pipes and capping them underground, diverting the water. Because they take a look at that and say, oh, it's going to take time, it's going to take money. Well, it takes money just to keep it as it is. But they're lazy in essence.
Oh, okay. And I got this from the Mitten channel. But it said, what demolition actually fixes? It says Flint and Genesee County are a national case study in how to attack blight at scale. The Genesee County Land Bank and its partners have demolished nearly 10,000 structures and have taken responsibility for 10,000 of vacant lots. Researchers who followed this work did not find demolition to be meaningless. On the contrary, they documented real public safety and neighborhood benefits. Analysts have summarized by Michigan State University affiliated researchers found that removing the worst abandoned houses and maintaining the resulting lots slowed the collapse of nearby property values and reduced spillover damage to occupied homes. Residents also reported higher feelings of safety and neighborhood pride when the most notorious structures were finally razed and the land kept clean and green. Okay. I guess they're showing this house right here.
Let's hit pause on that for a second. No one's saying don't demolish, right? Some of these houses have to go. They've been abandoned for more than a decade. They're falling apart. There's no upkeep. They're obvious safety hazards. But number one, they're taking far too long with it. Number two, when they finally do demolish a house, you're not allowed to build anything there. Did you know in the city of Flint that modular homes, also known as trailers, are illegal? You cannot have one placed. Okay, I technically live in a double wide. It's still by far the most fancy house I've ever lived in. Right? I have a higher quality of life in this cheaper home that only cost, just on base price, $50,000.
to buy and then have them place into this lot here and anchor it to the ground. Whereas if they remove one of those homes in Flint, they've effectively just shrunk the overall population. You can never, as far as their laws are concerned now, build something in those lots. So the city of Flint, as long as they keep demolishing these and they do not change their practices, can never grow in population.
I can't blow this water. Okay, well, here go a better picture, fam. It said demolition is necessary. It buys time. It makes neighborhoods safer tomorrow. But if the goal is to dig out of deindustrialization, I don't know how much. Just dig up foundation. Tear down must be tied to reuse. I read that article. But this is what they're talking about. You seeing the houses and stuff like that. You need that gone from your neighborhood. Who want to be living in stuff like this?
Well, hey, Carol just brought up the mayor claims that there's 100,000 people as the population of Flint now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this.
It said how much? Carol Kincaid said there's 100,000. You never know. Who knows?
All right, so the 2024-2025 estimate is between 79,735 and 79,854. The 2020 census claimed 81,252. So he's off by either about 19,000 or 21,000.
Good morning, Mr. Biggs. You said how many people actually? I mean, but I don't know. Listen, you gotta hope that the people who putting the numbers up on there not lying. That's what I don't.
There's always a hit or miss with census. I think the actual margin of error is something like 3%, because some people don't answer their doors. Some people refuse the surveys, even though the surveys literally have zero impact on your life except for how much money your government gets, city, state, whatever. Or in some cases, voting. So if your census numbers drop enough, your state may lose a House seat. Or if they gain enough, you may take a House seat from another state. Right? My mother-in-law works census. I applied for that census job myself, actually.
I'm looking at what Dreamer said. I would love to have a modular homes put on empty lots. Now, I would love homes to be put back up. Like, what's wrong with having a home?
Like I said, modular homes are more in the price range of several people in Flint, because when you take a look at a modular home.
No, I got all that, but I'm just saying, but more people would like home. That's my thing. I don't want to put nothing on other people. Like if that's what you know what I'm saying, you would think that what would be better. I would probably prefer a home than a modular home. That's just me.
No,
I would prefer the home.
So the reason I like one of these is it's cheap. I mean, you've got 2x4s making your wall, your frame of your wall. On the outside, you've got.
We got that, Trevor. We get that. We just saying we ain't got to go through the whole thing. We got.
Okay, I'm just saying, like a modular home is just the same as a home that you're talking about.
No, but I'm like a basement. I might want a basement on mine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's preference. Yeah, that's preference. I get you. Like, but just the fact of the matter is, the modulars are far cheaper. And if we take a look at, I mean, right here, medium household income, roughly $36,194, with a poverty rate of around 34 to 35%. So brick and mortar with basement is out, at least, to a growing family size, is out of most people's price range. Whereas you can have a new home, granted it's modular, placed down on your lot that you just bought from the land bank or the city for what I think my in-laws bought theirs because it's connected to their property for $25. Granted, if it's not connected to your property, I think you have to go upwards to $500. So for a lot, $500, and then you throw on another $54,000, and you've got yourself a nice 4-bedroom home.
What up, T? Yeah, but we have tornadoes up this way, though, Trevor. Different strokes for different folks. I prefer, the house situation, but I don't know. But once again, it's the people who raising all this up. Like, I don't get it how cost of living go up, but the, you know the pay don't go up. It seems like we just steady trying to price people out. That's the problem. I don't think we really getting down to it because I'm trying to figure out even with Flint how you gonna go with the median income is. You gonna use Genesee County for
No,
these condos.
this is
It's
oh
like
yeah for that
it's crazy.
because when you do Genesee County median income, you're looking at about 54,000. There is a difference between Genesee County and the city of Flint of about 20,000 per household.
Yeah,
So when they're using Genesee County medium household for affordable housing pricing, you're getting ripped off by, I want to say, about 40%.
but see, but that's the thing. Like I said, it's set. Oh, that's the point. It's set up like that though. That's the problem. We asking people, like I say, you can go to the school system. I mean, you hoping that this elections. I just don't get it how people can sit up here and see the cost of living going up, but the pay not. I don't get it. I don't see how, like I say, everything in Flint that I'm paying attention to. I don't see we can even have a council person on there denying that the water is not. But people finna go run. But you know what's sad? These people gonna go out and ask these people to vote for them again, knowing they ain't done nothing. That's what's crazy. But they happy that what maybe 6% get out and vote. That's the problem. That's the only thing I'm saying, Carol. I agree with you on that because I agree. I have lived in the modular home communities. They do not seem to last long as constructed homes. That's the only thing I've been trying to say. What's up, KD?
Depends on how well you take care of it, but yeah, if it definitely needs a lot more love and care than a foundation brick and mortar.
Yeah, but and it just to me the game. That's what I'm saying. We getting caught up by these build. That's to me. I don't get it how the people ain't realize who really telling you what's right and what's wrong. I don't get it. Like I don't get it. Like how we can set up these people coming to our churches. How you doing, Miss Lisa Eccles? Thank you for tapping in. I don't see how we even dealing with this madness. Like I say, come April 21st, everything will be settled. The dust should be cleared. Everybody should know who should be running. But I don't know how these people allow these people to come into their church and even listen to the pastor to tell them who to vote for. Good morning, Cassandra Jackson. Thank you for, Cassandra Scott. That's the name.
Not just your pastor. I mean, yeah, that is a thing, but a lot of people are also going to be listening to their union rep, who happens to be best friends, literal best friends with the person they're telling you to vote for. Like, it's a whole bunch of people telling you how to vote that seem like they don't have your best interest at heart, whether it be your pastor, your union rep, your boss. I mean, some rando Joe that you ain't never met who somehow thinks he knows all the answers to your lives, even just to other randos on the internet. How many times do me and Mickey have to sit here every week and see someone explain that they could fix all of Flint's problems if only Flint would do this? Well, shit, if it was so easy, maybe the people of Flint are stupid, or you're just oversimplifying a problem. I mean, it's a lot, man.
No, I think it's some. I think it's no. They no. When people, I do get it when they do come on and say it could be. It could be fixed if you had the people who want to do it, but that's not the goal.
I mean, you have people in Flint who are either so beat down or so blind that they're willing to go fight for any other cause in the world, but they're not willing to stand up and say something about the cops beating an old man, ripping him out of his own car during a scheduled fucking drive downtown.
Yeah, no, this
with
is
Mr. Levy.
no,
But
but
no one stood up and said a damn thing about that.
but see, that's the thing. Like I was seeing somebody that was in the chat yesterday was talking about. We thought the Flint water was fixed, but like you just seen somebody had it out said that to me is propaganda.
No.
That they can even have something like that, even have people and listen, and whoever put that out there, that was somebody that was paid to do that because they want an image on Flint to say Flint is doing good. What is sad though, you don't have your mayor going out there. He won't. I'll give credit. He says the most tested. He didn't say the most safest. He said the most tested. But the problem with that is, like I said, when Winter seen him out at Well, he came to a job being at the grocery store. I'm gonna go to the grocery store. How a person was walking up to him, hey, mayor, want to shake his hand and getting cases of water. That show you what a lack, what people are. I'm not saying you got to go out there. You see him, no, but you supposed to be like, come on, man, you got to be doing better for us. You know that water not safe. It shouldn't be no back and forth. He should be knowing, look, dude, this water stink. This ain't nothing that you got to be going back and forth and all that. But to me, he know he got the protection right now. Believe me, if he wasn't doing what he for the people he doing this for, his ass would have been getting drilled like Dr. Weaver. They'd put a crew together to be having recalls on the mayor. They would be putting the crew together. It just wasn't. Don't get it twisted. It was just blacks was mad at Dr. Weaver. No, 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 no.
Look, it gets pretty simple, right? Pay attention to your pets and how they react around water. Give them city water in their dish, and then give them bottled water in another dish. See which one they go to. Animals are pretty good about knowing what's good for them and what's not, right? If they avoid the city water, then hey, right here, you know city water is bad. Several people have been saying things like that. And like you said, you don't have to start a big old commotion, but going up to him and shaking his hand and, hi, mayor, that gives him propaganda purposes, right? That he can point to that and say, oh yeah, this gentleman approached me in the store and said I was doing a good job. Doesn't mention that he had cases of water in his cart because he doesn't trust the water. But that right there gave him points to go ahead and use on the campaign trail, right? Just like a couple, what was it? The second that the Flint Northside Market opened, the grocery store, my brother sent me a video of a dude who lives nowhere near Flint, making a video. Oh, Flint, the place with the bad water. No, they fix that. And they have this community co-op. You're right. It's propaganda. And you're going to see even more of it. Like, it's getting more and more aggressive right now. Yeah, My feed is full of it in Facebook, YouTube. I tried going on X. I hate X, but it's still getting blown up there. Both political parties are pushing so much bullshit and propaganda. Like, you have to sift through it. For the most part, I'm having to ignore all of it because you're not getting anything with a grain of truth.
It depends on what you like. It depends on like Fire's and I do agree with Fire's FBI stands in the news for friends, brothers, and in-laws. They're not gonna put it out there. But that's why with Don Lemon and I ain't gonna go. I'm like the reporters we have here. I'm not saying they may be not good individuals, but Fires, they have to do their job because people are gonna feed their families. But I can't take the newsroom serious in Flint. They get on you. They use them against you now. But even with certain ones, I can't. It's hard for me to take. And I try to I'm not gonna lie. I do be trying to watch some podcasts when I see certain individuals. Like I seen where the president of the school board was on one. I'm like, damn, they ain't actually didn't come up about kids not reading at a fourth grade level, like how the dysfunction on the board been going on. Like I'm not saying you supposed to drill, but it shouldn't be all we smile and everything nice like you do. But I get it because people they don't want to piss people off. And here what I'm starting to see. If you call, and it's not calling, if you do call a person to the curve here, they look at that as disrespect. They really do take that as disrespect. And then they have other people gang up with them, be like, you shouldn't have said that. Like, are you serious?
I mean, so it isn't just the local newsrooms. A lot of small-time podcasters or just video creators, entertainers, content creators, they get paid on the sly to make feel-good fluff stories. Like I said, the gentleman that my brother sent me the video of, he's had several videos sent to him about Flint because, his friends and his mother's family knows that he's my brother and I lived up there. So that he gets them sending him stuff that pop up in their timeline. It pops up in his now. Why? Let's be honest. It's part of Gretchen Whitmer trying to push for a presidential campaign. Okay. Flint is the most spoke about city in Michigan. Everyone in America knows about Flint. So if you can say all the problems in Flint are fixed under your watch, there you go. You've gotten up, right? But that also helps out Neely. And at the same time, you can't have nothing negative coming out. So if Neely were to drop the ball, it hurt Gretch. So Gretch has to cover his ass.
But I'm seeing what Denise Cousins said. Half the articles the mayor puts out on City of Flint site is him playing catch up because of the comments he's been on others' posts. Whenever someone says something negative about what he isn't doing,
yeah, he either hits the delete on it or he doesn't argue the point. He argues the person. So, point, the water is not fixed. My water still smells bad. Instead of him arguing the point, like it may be a problem with your this, that, the third, it could be a problem in your house, could be anything of the sort, or he could just point to empirical evidence saying, yes, the water's good. Instead, what he does is says, oh, you're the guy who got in a fight in 12th grade and caused a riot, yada, yada, whatever. Something that paints the person in a negative light to smear their credibility instead of actually proving his point. He is a terrible debater. I absolutely hate watching that man work because he doesn't bring up facts. He brings up attacks.
Well, the thing is, like what I'm saying, is that with the media, is it truly independent media? Let's be honest. Is it truly independent media? I know people gonna say, "Oh, A10 messy." No, we just call it how we see it on both sides. It's just, to me, is it independent media? Don't get it wrong, family. I'm telling you, if they offered me $1 million, I would take it. But I'm just still saying, but if I couldn't do how I want to do, I wouldn't take it. I'm just being honest. I couldn't come on here and talk about that the water not fixed, or able to let Brother Elliot to come on here and have the conversations. Different folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't. That's just me. I figure, I come up, I keep grinding to some gear, but I just can't sit up here and be seeing like the different media groups that I am seeing, far as the ones, how are they not? How I mean, listen, I just don't understand it. Like, how they not really out here reporting on what's going on? What up, Blind Intelligence? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. Sometimes I don't be saying, like, I get it. I'm not saying you got to be nasty to a person, cuss them out, none of that. But call them on their stuff, whether you like it or not. Call them on their stuff. If the people ain't being right, you would think it'd be on all media platforms how the water not good. I'm not saying you have to call the mayor out. You can say you can feel like he can do more. Constance facts, but they can't see that because they got, like I said, and both sides do it. Let me be honest with you. Both sides play, because I'm looking at it right now. So what is the Republicans going to do? We heard about them want to stop the money that the Democrats was getting, saying the water is fixed. But what is they going to do? What is they going to do? Is they going to come in and still let the same thing? If you saying the water fixed, why the Republicans ain't put a team together to come see if the water is fixed? Get the water tested. Why they ain't did?
Because they don't have the authority to.
Ain't they running in the state of Michigan right now?
They're
in power.
It's not like that. So, number one, you have to make a law and pass it.
Let me rephrase it again. Let me rephrase it again. Let me rephrase it so you understand what I'm talking about. Couldn't the Republican Party come up here and do their own testing to get the water and do a test on it? Ain't got to go by. We ain't got to listen to what the mayor's saying. So they couldn't come up here, a group of them, maybe like 4 or 5, say they went to somebody's house, let's go to maybe 10 or 20 houses. They had to let the mayor know that if they did their own private investigation on fire.
No, here's the next question. Why would they? Let's don't go into more sympathetic shit here. Who in the city of Flint has any power with the Republican Party to say, hey, why don't you come in here and prove the mayor wrong and smear him nationally? Because we've only got our chat here. We've got you, me. Who is going to be, that whisper in their ear that, hey, you should go to Flint and do this? Judy? The person who said the water didn't affect her. I mean, you have to give people a reason to do anything.
Thank you, Jennifer, for listening. I'm just saying because when you say that, like she said, she's a good idea space. I'm gonna ask. That's the point. Because you know why I'm saying that? Because ain't they gonna be coming here? Governors gonna ask you want your vote? Because if I'm not mistaken, ain't just Democrats running for governor in this next race, right? In this governor race coming up, right?
Oh, they've already lost, but yeah.
I'm just saying, but it ain't. But they still running for other seats, right? And they still gonna need they gonna want people to vote for them up this way. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some Republicans coming in if they running for a Senate seat, if they running for the District 8 seat. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be wanting to get some votes. I'm just trying to figure out if you saying because you know what they quote what they say. They got this from Trump. What are you gonna lose to vote for us? And this is the reason why. I mean, if they really want to show that the Democrats such a bad party, they've been doing this wrong because they all. I hear every Republican want to say that. But won't they come to Flint and do their own independent investigation on the water? Because it did happen up under their watch. It was a Republican governor it happened up under. I'm just saying, if you really want you really want to prove the Democrats so bad. What's up, Otis? Jeff Johnson, thank you for tapping in. If they want to you want to show it so bad how bad the Democrats is, won't you come do the thing yourself?
The next thing, Mick, is they just like anyone else, the EPA, Eagle, and all them are now giving it the clear. So what is going through their mind to tell them, oh, that may be wrong, except for these small podcasts like this? I'm pretty sure if any governor wants to tune in, any governor hopeful, any Senate hopeful, any House hopeful wants to tune in and try to get one of these put together, I mean, it's money, but you would definitely show that the water is not right, especially when you don't test it from the service line, but you test it from the tap. You'll definitely see a large difference, a large concentration, but that's money.
I mean, but they can spend money for wars. Jennifer, thank you. She get what I'm saying. She said Thursday night is our Republican meeting. And I'm looking at Constance, where she said shifting the blame instead of helping the people, both parties. That's the point that's the point that I'm saying. Both parties want to call out the other one, but don't neither party want to do nothing. That's my point. You'll hear the Republicans say, oh, the Democrat is this. The Democrat say, oh, the Republican is this. Well, let's see which one want to show the other one what they really can do. If they wanted to show that they good people, but you hear, we don't want to be called racist. Well, come to a predominantly black city and show the Democrats up that this situation ain't fixed. I'm just saying. Like, I mean, you get Jennifer, she said, hey, and look at this right here. But knowing just sits in the executive committee, they won't do anything in Flint. I would need to go higher. I got someone to call. That's all I'm saying. I want to see, because they will be coming. The Republicans going to be trying to come to the blacks too. Don't get it twisted. Like it's just only the Democrats going to come. Now, they might don't want to get all of the black vote, but they want some of it. But you mean to tell me not even a black Republican? Let me talk to them. The black Republican, you don't see your fellow brothers and you know, show that the Democrat, show us that y'all will be better. That's all I'm saying. Since the conservative want to talk about the liberal, do the work and let's see if we can show that the liberals really don't care. That's all I'm saying. Let's do the work. Let's see. But if not, I don't want to hear no conservative calling out the liberal, vice versa, because both of y'all playing us. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not, you know, I just want to see if one always calling out the other one. Let's see it. No, I believe you, Jennifer. You're going to do that. I believe you're going to go down there. You're going to try to make it work. Simply Lou once said Minnesota. Well, right now, Simply Lou, we trying to figure out what a 94.7 million went through in Flint. Because it didn't hit none of the places it should have hit. You would have thought it would hit. Oh, I do believe you, Jennifer. But I'm just saying this. I'm just saying the Republicans saying the Democrats been playing this. Let's call them to the carpet.
I mean, there's also the issue of money, because those studies don't come free.
Let's just go back to this again. We can find money for them to go go have dinners, $25,000. But this what I don't. They act like this test must gonna cost about damn near $7 million or something. I never seen why they make up so excuses on things like this. Let me see what Blind Intelligence said. Nah, I wouldn't ever lean to it. I just want to see what they gonna do. RJ. Hey, Megan Trevor. The phrase for today: point of interest for these politicians. That is, why won't they address the issues y'all speak of? Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I couldn't go that
And
way because I'm looking at Flint.
it's plus Mickey's starting to lean MAGA, and he's starting to lean politics. What have you done for me lately? He's looking at the Republicans. You ain't done shit lately. Let's go ahead and change that. He's looking at the Democrats. You ain't done shit lately. Let's go ahead and change that. Makes sense. It makes sense. Either way, I mean, whoever's going to do something for you, get them to do it, and then put them in a position where they can do more, but make them do something first. I completely agree with Mickey's mindset here. It's just the getting them to do it is the hard part.
And man, because there's people paying them now. Just look at council. They somehow didn't get the pass doing the water test, and they came up with about the money. See, if I was residents, I would be looking at that. All of them who fought for it, like, there's no way Dealey administration could be even back in office, but I'm not the one who can stop it. The people happy he up in there, along with the ones who running it, because he can keep raising money to spend money to be the mayor. It's downright diabolical.
It's not really his own money, though. It's everyone else's money that they give him to be mayor. So you have to find donors that are willing to donate to these parties to do an actual water test from people's homes, from the taps, from the faucets. You have to find someone that actually gives a damn, that has enough money, or enough people that give a damn that have the money.
Oh, well, Jennifer said she up on it. She said, I'll get with you. I will send any updates directly to Trevor. I'll send it to you. Because it don't make no sense to me. Because they waste money daily. We just had, I know we played it because it was sent to me, how when Gretchen Whitmer, they were just on their trip spending $25,000 for dinner, for food, going out, feeding the crew. Come on. And you mean to tell me, like I say, they act like testing this water. How much money did Flint give to the cancer cluster study? Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't the county send $100,000 to it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, you can find money to go do that, but you can't find money to go do a test on the water. Come on, family. You've been played again. You've been bamboozled. We keep being hoodwinked. Let me see. Let me put this up on here for Denise Cousins. Now you starting some question. When watching some of the nonprofit organizations are taking trips to other countries, I have never been able to afford that. Who pays for that? Residents' money that funds their 501c3?
Not just that, but people who need these groups to show up to make a political point.
Yeah, no different than you see the school board taking trips, and they disguise it as we doing. We going to DC to go lobby. They getting free trips on the residents, on the taxpayers. Let me say that. This is a lot of free trips on the taxpayers. Believe me, if them people had to pay out of their own pocket, I'm just saying, not all, some could. But you know, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be did like that. Let's be honest. Because all you got to go do is start seeing was they taking trips before or taking trips after. It's not hard to go look at things. Blind intelligence said, let him answer that. Donations and grant money.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll pay for your plane ticket and we'll give your organization X amount of money if you show up and proclaim you're from this city and this organization and you have a problem with X, Y, or Z, or that you are in support of A, B, and C. Either way, and Jennifer, I'll just put this out there bluntly. I don't think you're going to be able to get a thing done because no one really gives a damn. Be 100% with you. You're going to talk to someone. They're going to blow smoke up your ass. You're going to tell me that you got someone interested in it. And come election time, there ain't going to be no water test. I tell you, don't waste your time, but I honestly don't want to turn down help neither. So we'll see what can get done. But you can also go ahead and show them this, and me just calling them out, calling bullshit. We'll see if they want to prove me wrong or not.
Now, this what is hypocritical from the administration. Talk about the mayor. The city and county both put up money towards cancer because the cancer study after outside help. Arthur Woodson got to save face. Now, but they ain't had no money. You put up money for the cancer study, but you wouldn't put up money for a test to test your water because this is what probably causing the cancer.
It's the most tested, but it's all in how the test is conducted. Look, anyone who's been to a college science course, I don't care whether it's physics, I don't care whether it's biology, earth sciences, I don't care if it's somehow political science, right? The way you conduct your test and your study influences the outcome. So the city water that the mayor is always saying, most tested in the country, where is it tested at? Because you don't see any homes getting tested, do you? No, it's getting tested at the plant. When you actually get down to the end of the line, hell, you can go midline. Just open up a fire hydrant, let it run clean for a minute, just enough to get the corrosion out of the fire hydrant, just because fire hydrants correct it, and then take a sample there. Then you go to someone's house and take a sample from their taps, as well as where it comes in from the street. You're going to see different concentrations of different shit all the way down the line. But they're not doing an actual scientific test. They're doing a test with an outcome already in mind instead of looking at the test for the outcome. This is basic science. You're supposed to do what's called a reverse hypothesis. In other words, you're supposed to try to prove yourself wrong. These guys are testing to prove themselves right.
They don't want this to say this thing ain't never get fixed. But do I think anything gonna happen? No. Do I think anything gonna happen to the people at the top? No. And I'll tell you why I know ain't nothing gonna happen. Just look at the stuff that came out with the Epstein files that they said it wasn't out. Just give
3
you
million pages.
Huh?
The most recent 3 million pages.
Yeah, but look how they had to redact it. After the president said, remember his Pam Bondi, all of them, Cash Patel, there's nothing there. But then it was something there. But what you think gonna happen? Nothing. That's just like here. Nothing gonna happen because it's laws for us and it's laws for them. You have to be honest. They gonna tell you it's too many. Just look at it. They didn't even want to bring the stuff out on Prince. Was it Prince Andrew? They been knew this stuff that was coming out where his brother had. His brother couldn't do nothing till the mother went on to glory. Because she wasn't going to strip them. They been knew this, but you have to look at people at the top. You at the bottom. You nothing to them. It's like a chessboard. You are pawns. That's like what here. You think they care about, listen, they willing to come do a study. But what the study to find out, like I was talking to Brother Roberts, he said, man, that's when this real battle going to test. When you find out you got cancer. But where's the medicines? Where's all this that you should have already doing the testing? I mean, doing certain stuff. You would think the residents of Flint are the ones still here, the ones who might have went off. You would think they would set them up with a nutritionist. This is how you help get the lead levels out your body. I'm talking about the prevention. Okay, you said we're gonna do the test, but what about the other ones? It might don't show up now because a lot of this stuff is showing up down there 5 and 6, 7 years down the road, and people go to having these now we got to get a different test. Why it ain't already mandatory for the residents of Flint? You know what I'm saying? Why is this stuff not already mandatory? Like, this is the game that they've been playing. And at the end of the day, they don't want to say who caught. They ain't gonna get to the root of it. They just study playing around. This all we going through, playing around. Then you will see, to me, and believe me, I don't even know how the people can deal with the mayor. I get this the city, the politics of it, but dude, he's a part of what's going on with the water crisis. To me, he's the main one covering up from Flint and with his crew. Ain't nothing gonna happen because they gonna feel like too big for stuff to come out like that. Just think about it. Look how long it took for Johnny Cole to get in trouble. Just look at the stuff that you seeing around going around here, and ain't nobody really getting in trouble for it. Just think about it. You had a Republican governor, Democratic governor came in. Shit, she took his people allegedly from what Dr. Weaver said when she said she seen all the people that was in his cabinet was in her cabinet. So come on. He don't go to jail. And the whole city was poisoned. But yet, I'm going to just show you where the hypocrisy at. Y'all, they said that, what was it, 12? What was it, jack the plane and went into the World Trade Center, knocked the buildings down. They went and knocked down 2 countries. But you mean to tell me you let somebody slide that then poisoned over 100,000 people and didn't bat an eye and then paid for his court cases? You let that sink in for a minute to the taxpayers. Let that sink in. When they felt like America was attacked, they went and started 2 wars. But yet a whole city was poisoned. Shit. Let him off the hook and didn't say nothing. I'm just saying, just let that sit in for a minute. That just show you the wickedness within itself. But you know what we're gonna make excuse? We'll just say, well, that's the politics in the United States. That's, to me, that's the hypocrisy. One president didn't mind drugs coming in, then came out, his wife was do's and dare, don't use drugs. Like, what type of messages we sending? I'm just trying to figure out what type of messages we send, and then you go arrested. I'm just saying, this is the stuff here. Homelessness. They giving, ain't they giving, do these warming centers get money?
I believe so.
Did they get grant money?
More than likely, yeah.
And you saw what the fire chief did, said it was too many people in there, made them, and boy, it's crazy. But you finna have people finna be coming into your church. The pastor's finna welcome these people up in here and tell you who to vote for. You gon' but and then when they people go vote for, who guess who benefit from you? I'm getting you and my little 30 people, or maybe 100, depending on the church. I'm gonna be big, especially the big churches. Who really benefit? Do the members of the church benefit, or do the pastor benefit?
Here's the next problem. So with the Flint water crisis came the lawsuit, and it was settled. Now it turns out anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together knew that settlement was bullshit. But enough people decided to listen to the mayor and other influential people saying, yeah, go ahead and take the settlement, vote to take the settlement. So now, according to the courts, as soon as you receive your check, honestly, as soon as they said, yeah, done, that, the people's representatives, the ones being sued, and the judge said, okay, this is acceptable, it's done. You can't do anything else, at least in the terms that were brought up originally. You can't go back. So when I saw restitution right here, legally speaking, you have, if you received a check for the damages to your home, $1,000 that you agreed to, or if your child received whatever medical expense or whatever, yada, yada, the damage done by lead to them, you technically have received restitution. So there's really nothing you can do when it goes to the court. You're going to have to go to the court if you want anything else and fight a whole new fight with whole new wording about whole new issues that weren't brought up before. And here's the thing, you were sold out. Hell, I was on that lawsuit. I was sold out. We were all sold out by lawyers that didn't want to fight and just wanted a quick paycheck, and by people who weren't really sorry about the shit that they had done, whether it be the state, the city, the hospital, any of them. They just wanted to pay as little as possible and get it done and over with so they can continue on with their careers or their businesses or their political career.
No, it's
And
just
the judge just didn't want to deal with it. The judge was like, well, this is such a huge headache. This is going to take so long. I wish it would be over sooner. One way or another, you were sold out by people who didn't care. The lawyers just wanted, like I said, a quick paycheck and to do less work.
Yeah, they got more than quick. They got a big paycheck and wanted more. Like, ain't nobody talking about the interest. Like I said, the fix was in from the beginning because we don't be want to believe sometimes these lawyers and judges be knowing each other. Sometimes these people at the top be having connections where we'll cut the deal and do this. They will sell you out. You don't think a lawyer might do this? And I'm just saying, might come on and say, hey, listen, I got this other case over here. I know I'm gonna be in your courtroom. You give me, I'll let you slide on this one. I need you to give me this one. People don't think that goes down. Demetria Patton, good morning.
Here's the thing, Denise. No, not the moment that you've cashed the check, the moment that you agreed to receive the check, even before the check receives or comes to your hands. So the second that majority of the people said, yes, we will agree to settle for this floor, not the ceiling settlement. Floor, not the ceiling settlement. It's settled. You're done. So long. I mean, the people negotiating on your behalf, so the lawyers, the people who should have been climbing up the lawyers' asses and making sure that they did the best they could possible, Neely, gave out halfway. And you have to wonder why. All right, I know the lawyers. Fucking money is money. And sitting in a long court case that's going to go on for years. And if they fought as hard as they could and got, say, $1.4 billion, well, that'd be instantly appealed. And it'd go on and on and on. And they'd be losing money the entire time until at the end they get their, 40% plus 2% from every person's check.
And then you got to pay taxes on it.
And then you got to pay taxes. Well, they do. You don't have to pay taxes on the court settlement, but they do.
Hold on. Now, don't have been on Medicaid because they want their money.
No, I think there's no taxes in a court settlement, dude.
Oh, Medicaid. If you was on Medicaid, they want their money.
Oh, yeah. If you were on Medicaid, they'd want that payback. Yes.
Yeah.
That's not a tax, though.
Yeah. No, I was talking about Medicaid, too, when I said if you was on Medicaid. But the cap off $1,000. Like,
for property damage.
Well, who negotiated? If it destroyed your whole
Aaron Brockovich's friends. You asked who negotiated. Aaron Brockovich's friends, the people with a law degree that passed a bar, people that came in with suits, promising you the world and giving you dirt.
Blind Intelligence Bingo saying, so what you're saying, money that those people gotten was their retribution and they cannot reclaim any other issues that may occur.
That's exactly correct.
Oh, that's what you said. Oh, wow.
That is 100% correct. Because in that settlement, you cannot take them back to court for any issues relating to the Flint water crisis. In other words, they're paying you to be done with it. That's it.
Look, they saw a payday. See, like
no, they saw a bunch of people fall off the turnip truck who were desperate to get their lives back in order, and they fucking took advantage.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying, Felicia. You know, but people don't believe that. See, people that think that's not true. Like
and
I said,
they made more money off of it, other than just the money that they get off of the settlement. Yeah. You know, their 40% and the 2% from every claimant. They got more money. How do I know?
Corey,
they sold my wife's information.
Yeah, they gonna do. Why you?
Of course, they sold information. You would think that information such as who you are, your phone number, your house, your living situation, hell, the fact that you're even a part of a lawsuit should be private and confidential. You know,
see, first
lawyer-client confidentiality, attorney-client confidentiality. Unless it can make the lawyer money, then they can sell your information. And the reason I know this is because the lawyers sent the wrong packet to my wife with someone else's name, but our address and that other person's phone number. And then a week and a half later, some company called my wife trying to get her to sign up for a service, except they were using the wrong name.
But this the thing though, when you don't know, they took advantage of people not knowing here. Just think about it when Winters interviewed Hill Harper when he said that's what we was taught. You sue. That's what most people you think you sue. But see, a lot of times we don't be understanding the fix be already in. We don't be understanding that. That's just like you get in an accident, you sue. These people know each other. That's why you have some people that take your case, won't take your case, and then when you try to, you be like, damn, why I can't get a lawyer from here? Because they all know each other. Just like from the streets to the hallways of Congress, everybody gonna know each other. From the local game to the main game, everybody know and this deal's be cut. It's just you don't find out a deal been cut on your ass. See, they try to play it like, well, you know, in the streets, the street is it's way more cutthroater in this in the blue collar world. And because believe me, these people have been sold up the river, man. I mean, it's people been getting their money.
Now, here's the next part. There's a difference between a personal suit and a class suit or a mass suit, like the Flint water crisis. A personal suit, quick and easy. You're only dealing with one person. The lawyer can deal with that amount of work. Do you know how many lawyers they had to pull into Flint? We're talking thousands to deal with the paperwork and the paralegals. But
do you understand that was the worst thing to go in a class suit with all them people? Every individual should have had their own. Mm-hmm. This is how class suits you really get fucked. And people, they seem to leave that out. They should all 80,000. That's just because it should have been there. 100,000 lawyers should have been pulling in. When you put all that together, that's when you really get fucked. They knew then when they was putting the fuckery in, and that's the point. But this is the system. Why you think they say lawyers get a bad name, even the judges? You gotta hope that the people you not dealing with that got connections up here. If you don't think them people listen, $500 million, and
you didn't get any real fucking litigators either. What you got was a bunch of ambulance chasers.
And look how
you maybe had one or two litigators, like hard hitters, up at the top with their face in front of the camera, and they maybe attended 2 or 3 meetings. Other than that, it is a bunch of ambulance chasers going over everyone's work. The lowest paid lawyers, the ones who don't have a reputation, the ones who, or if they do have a reputation, a bad one for a fucking reason.
And simply, I'm with you. Simply Lou won. That's why it's hard to prosecute any of the politicians' brotherhood. And that's what we be thinking. Only time when you see they be locking certain ones up when they didn't win against it, they went against the grain. Like even Rob Blagojevich, he's the governor of Illinois, when he tried to sell Obama seat. Yeah, because he pissed some people off.
Read the last sentence there.
I'll read the whole thing. Hill Harper was in Detroit walking a picket line that my sister was at. She asked him, wasn't he involved with the Flint water crisis before, and why doesn't he still fight for Flint? He said water is fixed. Because Hill Harper, you think listen, he in politics. You think Hill Harper finna go against what's going on?
He's an actor playing in politics.
Yeah, but shit, it was no different than when Ronald Reagan was a goddamn actor that made it to the president.
There's a difference. One got elected, the other didn't. Until you're elected, you're playing it, right? Right now, he's playing a role. He's faking it till he's making it.
But that's the point I'm saying. This is where the politics in America has went down to scraping the bottom of the barrel. Arnold Schwarzenegger was what? A movie actor that became the governor of California.
Barely a movie actor. Let's not give him that much credit.
It was. I watched a lot of them.
I watched a lot of them. They were terrible.
But he was a box office hit. Numbers don't lie.
Oh, I get that. But he wasn't acting. No, the dude was a bodybuilder that they tried to bill as an actor. The man was lower than an actor, and he still somehow got into the fucking governor's office of California.
Well, you can.
I'm agreeing with your point. Yeah, I'm just saying he's lower than an actor.
Yeah, what's up, Luana? But that's what I'm saying. It's no different. I can't think of the one guy. I remember it was in Missouri. He died. His wife won off of him dying, the people's sympathy. What did she know about being? I think she had, was she the governor of Missouri or something? She got it off because her husband died. They listen, they didn't figure this game out and got it down to the T. It ain't changed. It's the same game. That's what I'm saying. They've been knew this. It's just it's just Vallejo to Detroit. I hear you talking about the crest, ain't you over there with Vallejo with 40 of them? Let me see their popularity. Facts, Alan. Popularity. That's why it's here. That's why I'm not saying who running and who is. I'm just telling you, when you look at that mayor list, that's why you would hear rumblings. Well,
Dude,
Dr. Weaver got to run. Tanya. That's why you hearing this, because if you going by name recognition, who got a name that's more recognized in the city of Flint fires a mayor than Mayor Neely?
dude,
I mean, it's gotten pretty bad at this point. Like, we are not getting the best of the best when it comes to people to represent us for any office, period, end of story. And I'll just take a quick point at Mondani. I'm not saying the dude's a bad mayor. He hasn't had enough time to prove good or bad, right? But some of his promises are actually outside the mayor's purview. And just using him as an example, but every politician does this. He was saying things like free metro buses. That falls on the state. He can't do that. Now take a look at, say, someone running for council. They're going to promise you things that only the state can do. They're going to promise you things that only the federal can do. Or, take a look at a few of them in the next few weeks. See if they pop up and say that, oh, we're going to introduce a bill about ICE. Well, that's going to do jack shit. But all they're doing is trying to appeal to your sense of human decency or X, Y, and Z. It's not actually going to do anything. It's just a way of manipulating you. It really is. I mean, we used to have scholars and intellectuals be politicians worldwide. You used to have some sort of intelligence about you. And now all we get is basically Hollywood level looks with fucking middle school level intelligence for any fucking office.
That's the point that I'm saying. The system showed you what it can do. It allowed this to go on. That's the point. Like, ain't nothing new that we've been seeing that name. That's why I say go watch the movie Gangs of New York. And you
I
will
liked
see.
Gabby, by the way. Met her once in a Safeway parking lot in Douglas, Arizona. She was a good lady. I think the first and only time my dad voted for a Democrat. We actually sat there and spoke with her, and she did some damn good work. Her husband, I don't know a damn thing about her husband, but sympathy.
She billionaire, maybe crooks on a brooks on a chessboard, nowhere near the kings. Old money politicians are pawns. Normal people ain't even on the board. Okay, Simply Lou.
No, we're on the board. We are the board. The pieces move over us. That's all there is.
No, you need pawns, but
but the pawns are politicians.
Out of there. But
regular folk is just the board where things get crushed.
But I'm saying Hill Harper had to play the game. He not gonna come out. Just think about it, family. We see that we didn't see in every politician, and not all, but majority of them, good 99.99 of them, probably 1% not. Just look how they do. Just look here. Listen, man. We had LaShawn screaming she not a Neely girl. She done voted everything Neely wanted to send up there, but she not a Neely girl. And I get tired of her just steady saying that. Why you? That's like AC Dumas. I'm not for sale. You allegedly you find out he for sale. You see, like I said, you even like we get mad at the clerk office, and I get it, but it seems like we the only ones mad about the clerk office. Nobody else is mad. Like, and I get it. Don't get it twisted. Me and Quincy was family, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I don't get caught up into that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just call a spade a spade. Now, I wasn't going to get on here and, like, be disrespectful. Now, when my cousin did let me know, family, that's still I could. I shut that shit down. But I did give him props where he needed them at. But I still will call them out. With these people, they act like they loyalty is to the end. That's what I don't get. Like, these people are so loyal. Even when they friends is wrong, they will be loyal. And that's crazy. But then they'll call out other people's stuff. It's just to be, If you ain't gonna call out the wickedness that your person doing, don't call out the other person wickedness because you're being a hypocrite. And that's my thing. If you don't see nothing wrong with people dying of cancer, kidney disease coming up, you just as bad. That's like Liddell. I'm not Liddell, like Candace was speaking about ICE. And she brought that up. But hell, didn't y'all sick the police on the residents up in there? But that's the
Didn't they
hypocritical
allow?
part on it.
Well, I can't say they allowed because once again, council don't control the cops. But I only saw 2 council members condemn the cops when they went after Mr. Levy, Bev Big's husband, and ripped him out of a car that was still in drive and caused what quite possibly could have been a catastrophic incident. Only 2 people spoke out about that. And then right after that, when there was a brawl at City Hall where Art caught a punch or 2, I didn't see too many people speak out about that. And yet they're sitting there, oh, this nation, this thing across the nation, a couple states away, not in our city at all, is something we need to be focusing on. How about you focus on home? That's where you're elected to take care of. Why are we hearing from your mouth something that doesn't concern the residents of Flint at fucking all?
Because she's trying to appeal to a certain demographic who's mad about that. No different than when, both sides play it. What I'm looking at, but
Republicans do it all the time, but I have to point at Flint people. Just like if Judy's going to sit there and start pointing at the corruption in Minnesota, Judy, what about the corruption in Flint?
Yeah.
Get off of that. Republican shit, Democrat shit needs to go on the wayside. You guys are supposed to be nonpartisan. How about you get your ass in gear and start fixing Flint?
Facts. Carol Kincaid. I mean, I can agree with you, but how we know he was astute as a politician? Look at the times when he was in there becoming in political. Remember, he took on the Black Panther Party. Ronald Reagan did. That's why we got there when he put the guns, as far as that. See, that's what I'm saying. But it's a lot of people, even with the drugs. That's what I'm saying. Reagan was, even with all his political savvy, look how he came in and played the game on the American people. Look where he had made his announcement at in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Look who he was appealing to. See, we don't, and that's with me, just like when you see, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I be more like I do say, like, we ain't getting no help. I'm going to be honest. How do you feel about these new Black Panther Party talking crazy? They not part of the Black Panther Party. They got them together. They something. I'll say what it is, and people might don't want to understand it. Right, Mickey, that's exactly what Candace is doing. The way she treated Mays and other residents shown she isn't concerned about human rights or police brutality. Thank you, Angela Lynette. You know what? Somebody trying to copycat off the original Simply Lou.
And there's a picture that came out recently, and there's a picture that came out recently of what was supposed Black Panthers. Turned out to be actors trying to get a gig, and people decided to throw it all over the internet and call it X, Y, or Z. I mean, just putting onto your point there, like, not what people say they are.
But if you see what they trying to do, they trying to get blacks involved into this thing about immigration. Just like I watched, I was looking at it about the Grammy Awards, and you had, fires, they saying immigrants built this nation. My thing is, I don't knock what nobody say, just don't shit on Black history like what we contributed to this thing. That's where I get frustrated at. And that's why I do understand and like why we do have a lot of, people want to say they FBA, because it seems like we keep getting, it seems like everybody that, it seems like everybody trying to throw us out. Like they made the whole Grammy Awards about immigrants. Like, not what people getting up to, oh, they did this. And I think that is so sad. But at the same time, they gonna shit on black with blacks then done. Like they forgot like why they able to come here.
Seeing all these politicians and these actors call for like a nationwide strike and protest, don't go to work. How are you going to ask people barely making it to skip work for your political beliefs? I get it that you're a millionaire / billionaire and you can sit at home and do absolutely butt fuck nothing. But regular Jane and Joe, they need to go to work. They need to support their families. They need to support themselves. They need to eat. They don't have millions to sit on.
I've gotten tired of Hollywood. Like, I won't watch any Hollywood productions anymore because I'm tired of giving money to these self-inflated, egotistical bastards who think that their views and the things that they want are the only things that matter to people. Like, I like having a home. I like being able to pay my bills. I'm pretty sure most people like being able to do that. Even if they don't like the bills, they like, not living in darkness, or at least having a home if they have one, or if they're trying to build up to one. Just like several years ago, George Clooney taking credit for some sort of climate X, Y, and Z. Oh, yeah, I changed it with my speed. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I'm tired of these folks.
But Alan, like the Black Panther, like even with that, I think my man, when I think he was in gang or whatever, like but see, these are paid
Provocateurs.
In my humble opinion. Why would you go? And the first thing they was fighting against immigration. Like, dude, it's so many other things that's going on. It's like, why do you even want to start something? That's why I don't appreciate this stuff with the Democratic Party, even with Don Lemon. I'm not knocking Don Lemon for what but why are they trying to get us involved? We got our own fight. I just wanted to know where the Latino community was at. I want to know where the Somalia community was at. I want to know where the Arab community was at. Where George Floyd, with Tamir Rice. I want to know what it was, but I want to know what all these other national, like I even heard something that ain't they doing something about the Haitian, the bill's finna be some bill about them that's finna expire. Trump was letting expire.
Oh, it wasn't a bill or a law. It was an administrative action by the executive branch that gave emergency asylum.
But now you got a lot of them. It's nervous, like it's ICE because it ain't when it today expired. It supposed to stop.
It might have been today,
and that's what I'm saying. You got them like you know what I'm saying. They going through. They finna be stressing. But my thing is, what were y'all like? Quit trying to put us blacks into something. I'm not saying it's right, but quit trying to put us even with Don Lemon. Don't Don Lemon don't speak for us.
And
out of these people that they getting, they don't speak for us.
This is not an area where I have a dog in the fight, right? But
no, I'm just saying.
On the outside, I can say it looks like a lot of folks are trying to co-opt you, just like you said, immigrants, but other groups, LBGT, or how about special interest groups, single issue voters such as, say, abortion, or if you want to go another way, Second Amendment, gun activist, trying to co-opt African American folk. Like,
but teacher, like
it is.
You saying though we're in the streets doing the previous them deaths that I'm talking about was them was years ago that been going on. There ain't nothing to stop. I'm just saying. Where was I'm being honest. I'm just being honest. They trying to get us into a fight that has nothing got really to do with us right now. We already getting killed. Why wouldn't, okay, I got one for you, teacher lady. When it happened to Keith Porter Jr., why they not protesting out there in California? Why they ain't protesting on that one? Why they not? I mean, enlighten me. Why they not we got more going on with the 2 killings in Minnesota than we even talking about Keith Porter. There's so many different things that's been going on. Like, no, I'm not going. I'm not. They killed Castile in the car, and he had a CCW. This is nothing new. I'm just saying. Listen. If we being honest, I'm not knocking that community or saying like it's not right on what they're doing. But look who brought them in. You would think the Democratic Party would know what they're doing. Y'all created this situation, but now y'all just want to just leave it out. No, y'all should have been doing something. Should have fought harder. Hell, we had Biden tell us you need to link up with the Latino Hispanic community. That's how much the Democratic Party love us. But now y'all want us to go out on the front line. They snatching us up too. Let's be honest. They snatching us up too. But we just, once they find out who we is, I'm not saying it's right. But God damn it, won't y'all go deal with the Democrats who created this problem? I'm just saying they did it. They should be able. You would think more people
I mean, they're really trying to conflate things. Take a look at a recent bill introduced and the Senate Minority Leader saying that this bill brings back Jim Crow era. Now, what this bill does, and I can't remember the name of it, is to ensure American citizens are the only ones voting in American elections. Okay? For most of us, our real ID driver's license shows that you're an American citizen.
Hold on one second. I got to deal with Zachary every blue moon he want to come in. My good Christian brother. I don't think the guy that they talking about is XNOY, in my humble opinion. The one they're talking about, who the Black Panther Party made them change their name, brother. You might have came on off the wrong one. I was thinking they were saying the brother. I mean, the fellow who did. He's not even FBA. I just seen pictures where they was putting him up on here. I think I'm just telling you what I seen, brother. Not that one, because they made him changed they patches when they call themselves, or they was throwing them down. No, the real ones said they are not affiliated with them.
I do believe the daughter of the founder of the Black Panther Party was looking at suing some of these new folks, by the way.
But you get people who want to be spinoffs, and because they seen some righteous that they was doing, you know.
But back to it. You just have to prove citizenship when you register to vote. Okay? Just like you can register to vote at most DMVs, and what do you have to take to a DMV to get a driver's license? Your birth certificate, XYZ. Hey, I'm a U.S. citizen. Here's my shit. Give me my driver's license. Also register me to vote, please. And yet somehow this is an issue somehow linked to the African American community. I mean, I don't know any black people that don't have a social security card or birth certificate, you're already getting a driver's license. You have to have those with you in the first place, right?
But they got them put them together though. That's just like, to me, they co-opted, and let's just be honest, the civil rights movement. Look how many people got put in up under that civil rights movement. Right now, minorities. You can be called a minority and be in a majority. This is what's crazy. You could be a minority, but could be in the majority. Let that sink in.
How you people from the Levant, or from, I believe, North Jordan to curving around the Mediterranean to part of Egypt. If you are from there, according to the United States federal, as a ruling from the Supreme Court, you are technically white. And here's the fun part about it. There was a man from there who became a cop, arrested a drunk, and this was like the early 1900s, arrested a drunk. The drunk's father happened to be a politician and said, how dare this man arrest a real American, in other words, a white American. It got all the way up to the Supreme Court. And this man happened to have several family members that are lawyers, but they had to have white lawyers. But his family members told him how to argue it. So these lawyers go, okay, what color was Jesus? Supreme Court judges go, white. Where was Jesus from? So they turn around and said he's white and he had the right to arrest that man. Just as a quick little thing. I thought that'd be fun to bring up.
Yeah, I see.
Since you said you can conflate, minority, majority, X, Y, and Z.
Saying,
there you go. Like there's a legal precedent to it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You can go look at it. Like it's serious. I'm not, teacher lady, I'm not debating. I'm just telling you every battle and what they doing and how them two individuals got killed. They was interfering with the business what ICE was doing. Listen, no different when they was raiding the gang areas in California. Did you see people jumping out in that, getting in that when they was coming in doing what they needed to do? You hear nothing about that. But see now
another thing. Let's link another part. When after January 6th and people went home and then were getting scooped up, did you see people jumping in to try to stop cops from arresting those January 6th protesters at that point when they got home in their home states and their home cities? No? What do you think would have happened? Probably about the same deal. You would have seen the escalation going on as such. Just saying.
I don't think that was a good one to use because they did go storm the Capitol. They asked
Afterwards, when they got home and several people supported them, when they were getting arrested, no one stopped the arrest. No one tried to stop the arrest. No one tried to interfere with the arrest. Whether it's right or wrong, there are several people that supported it. And those supporters did not try to get in between it. Was the point I was just making.
No, you wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. When you seen them coming in rushing, that's why I say when they came in and swapped these neighborhoods of color, I didn't see nobody doing none of that. But because that's why I say I put the blame on the Democrats. Like I say, this beef ain't between the conservative and the liberal.
Actually, teacher lady, I know far more people because I know people who were arrested January 6th who got arrested because this was on them and it said Capitol building rather than their families. But nice try.
I'm just saying, I know a lot of people now, but don't pick us to just thinking like that's going to get us motivated to get off into that mess.
What is due process? Hold up. We're going to stop right there. What is due process? So you're saying you have to go to court before you can arrest someone? I thought court comes after arrest, for one. For two, figuring out who's legal and who's not. I mean, you can talk with them, and if they cannot provide it or documentation, just like a cop on the side of the road. Hell, I've been threatened with being detained for 48 hours so they could get a warrant to search my vehicle. It's the same deal. You can detain to later find evidence. You can't arrest to find evidence, but you can detain with a certain hold time. Oh, they had warrants. Well, if they had warrants, then there was a due process, wasn't there? Weird.
I'm gonna say this. What's up, A Spragg? And shout out to Jed and his IN18. They can come and do what they want to do. Let's be honest. Have people forgot about Geronimo Pratt? Have people forgot about Jeff Fort? Have people forgot about Larry Hoover? I mean, so many political prisoners that they can come up and put anything on you if you going against what they want. You know how many people we done seen do wrong? Nothing happened. If they loving you, you can do what you want to do until they can't use you no more. That's like right now. Oh yeah, the mayor, it seems like he unstoppable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he got people. He's doing the job that they want him to do. So right now he's useful to them. But it's gonna come a day and time, like everybody. Your day and time come when they don't need you no more and they get a new person in. Right now they're getting what they want. Who knows? Sometimes you can get so cocky they'll prove a point to you. Let's go knock him down and bring another person in. The system will groom who they want. Don't get it twisted. Just because it's your season.
Too big for their britches, they'll drop you the second they think that you're costing more than you're worth, whether it be Neely or someone on the county commissioners or a city councilman. Hell, some of them are big enough that they can drop a governor.
Facts. Hey, right here, Angela. KD. Let me put this up. And y'all can go back because I got some of that on my page. We were peaceful protesters doing civil rights, and they whooped our ass and put the dogs on us. Some of these people are interfering in the way. What do we think was going to happen? And I think that's what don't nobody realize. What you thought you just gonna go in there? I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna interfere. You let that person go. You didn't think it was gonna be a problem. It's just it's like, to me. Oh my God! To me, the whole damn thing is just downright diabolical. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm sick of it, to be honest with you. We sit up here and play these games and acting like we don't know what's going on. You know what's going on. We steady having these same, oh my God. I mean, like we don't see nothing. We act like we don't see what's going on. Like, come on, family. You see it in your face every day. We see it in our face every day, but yet we look at the shows, family. see it every day. When you looking at, let me see where it's. I'm finna find. Let me put this on right here. I got it, family. Hold on one second. I think this the right one. I gotta find. Let me go to CNN and find it. Let me find it. Let me come back, family. When,
What
when
are we looking for?
Cornell West was talking about America, about what they did when he said they niggerized the whole country. When you seeing people getting pulled up, this what we've been going through. But somehow, in the rest of America mind, that was so long ago. It must have been so long ago with that happened. Then you seeing all these different communities. Did y'all what nationalities do most of these immigrants pick when they coming over here? What nationality do they pick?
You mean ethnicity?
Ethnicity. Which one do the ethnicity? Which one do they pick? Black or white?
I believe that one I don't know because it's most
White.
a
Cause
lot
don't no motherfucker want to be a nigga when they come here. Let's just be honest with it. Don't nobody want to be that. Well, most of them go move at. They don't want to live in it where the blacks is at. It's all right. They can open their business in there. They don't want to live around there. Let's
You
be
live where you
honest.
can afford, bro. And they are given the money to afford to live wherever the fuck they want. That's just the thing with a lot of this previous, and I'm not going to say Joe Biden because he's only part of it, but Obama. And then we go back to Bush. Then we go back to Clinton. Then we go back to Bush. Then we go back to Reagan. A lot of these folks are receiving funds to come and live here. You're going to live where you can if you can afford it. And if you got the money, you want to live in a nicer place. That's where they're going to live, but they're definitely going to make their money wherever the fuck they can. Now, if they weren't being given government money to live in supposedly better places, do you think that they could have or would have? Think about it.
Yeah, but you know where they go move at? They gonna go move down there with people that look like you more than gonna look like the motherfucker look like me when they move in.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
they
No,
were
I'm just
given
saying.
money to do so.
Yeah. But that's hypocritical though. But that's what I'm saying. But this is the way it's set up. All the types of friends, and most of them have white on their pay. But see, we get what you saying. It's not a choice, teacher lady. Hell, if it ain't, when you go fill it out, it tell
It's
you
a
your
little
ethnicity.
piece of paper, right? Like they don't even read it in front of you. They take it, you go away, they scan it. They don't care. They literally scan it and then it puts into their fucking little demographic machine at the back end. Do you think the immigration officer sitting there going, "Well, on 26 you answered white, but sir, you seem to be a few shades darker than the acceptable white limit." No. He just fucking reads into a fucking Scantron later.
I'm just trying to see. Like I say,
Trevor erased what?
yeah, that's what I was up there trying to see with you. I don't see it. I'm trying to look for it. Mickey, remember the LULAC fought so that Mexico could identify as what? Listen, I, we know what it
Oh yeah,
is.
it's white Hispanic or white non-Hispanic on most of the paperwork I have to fill out to buy a firearm. I choose white non-Hispanic, obviously, because I don't like lying on forms. Derek, I don't know what the hell you want me to delete. I don't see jack
Yeah,
from you.
yeah, and I've been trying to find it too, Derek. I didn't see it. It said the cops in townships connected to Flint are abusing black people every day here. They have been getting away with it. I know people that tried to move out to rural and end up moving back to the city. That's what, but see, but this been going on, but you don't see them making a big issue about this. See, but what we will get, you're gonna get an immigration hate crime bill coming up in a minute. They're just waiting on the Democrats to get back in office. You're gonna get that. So this ain't nothing new. It's just gonna be they gonna do it. They gonna want us, convince us. I'm not saying what was right, what would happen. I'm not saying that, but a lot of times we ain't even been doing nothing that can get took out. Look at the water. You got more people focusing on the water. Just look at this. When they brought up Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, look at the Epstein files. They ain't finna do, you know what they were saying? Oh, we don't want to hurt people. These are respectable people. But they didn't give a damn about if they shamed Bill Cosby, if they shamed R. Kelly. They waited for
Maybe. One thing I have read from those files. Respectable people. Okay, let's take a look at one of these respectable people. One I'm going to bring up is Bill Gates. Respectable people.
supposedly, according to those files, caught an STD from an underage Russian girl. Imagine having to go back home to your wife and explain why you need to be on antibiotics and it hurts to pee. Oh, after visiting, say, Epstein Island. Oh, don't worry, honey. There's something in the water I drank that gave me a UTI. But he's respectable. This is also the same guy who, even before this was revealed, was talking about euthanasia and sterilization in Africa. A man who's putting forth funding for a COVID vaccine and help, distribute it, also had complications to contraception as well as to people who are already pregnant and or nursing to their children. But hey, he's respectable, fucking right. Okay.
What it do, Marche Tarver, and what's gonna happen to him? Nothing. Look at all the people names that done came out. They done been on these shows. They don't even want to bring out. And then this is what is so crazy. Do we want to believe that Epstein was sitting up here blackmailing our government people? You mean working for? I'm just saying all the stuff that's in that they was able to come through. And then, but see, my thing is, they brought up Jay-Z and Pusha T name off a hunch. Not that it was in the Epstein files, but they brought up that they might have been looking into them. You see how crazy that is? What's up, Derek Williams? You see how crazy they about to throw their asses up under the bus? And ain't nobody gonna get prosecuted from that island, simply, Lou. Only two people might get in trouble. Jay-Z.
I saw the Clintons. I saw the Clintons finally told Congress that they would come and testify, but I don't believe their testimonies under oath was part of the deal. Like, talk about sweetheart deal.
And you know who the fool is that started this? The president. If he wouldn't have came out here and said, see, and the reason you found me, and I have read this, I didn't put it on here. I might play it tonight. The reason you ain't gonna see no Democrats is really trying to mess with that, because it's gonna tear down just like the Republicans. They know they gonna tear down their system. They not finna try to destroy the system that they believe in. You think they looking at what else we gonna do? This is it. This is how we've been rolling for hundreds of years.
Here's how politics works, right? If I'm associated with you and I don't do what you do, but you do a thing, I am now tainted. Okay. So you may have a politician from 20 years ago.
Good morning, Sherry.
Who was visiting Epstein. And a politician today happens to be best friends with that politician from 20 years ago. He's not going to protect him because he's a good friend. He's going to protect him because he needs to protect himself.
Facts.
Okay? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So a lot of these folks, I mean, left wing, right wing, it's the same pedophile bird.
Yeah. And that's why they're not going to do it. They're going to be like, we finna destroy our system. For what? Oh, no. That's what they basically, that's why you had Ro Khanna coming out there doing it. But Pam Bondi should be impeached. All of them, Cash Patel, what they did, they showed. So one thing is, now that they know that the president was in here, but like I said, the beef was between the Republicans and the Democrats. I believe he would have won without having to go use the Epstein files. But I want to know who was in the room with him and said, let's go ahead and do this. Don't you know? Because I'm trying to figure out before we get out of here, who leaked that stuff out like that? Then Trump, don't he got his people in place? How did they leak that out with him included in it? I could see them leaking stuff out on the Clintons because he was mad at them. But how did they leak that on Alan Dershowitz? All them people we seen up in there that been on all these shows. And not too many people in the mainstream media have held these people accountable. None of them held none of these people accountable. So, like, dude, how you think R. Kelly feel that he locked up? And in some of these allegations, some people was unalive. Am I not mistaken?
Dude, you've already dropped the N-bomb a couple times. You can just
say
I
said unalived.
Yeah, you can say murdered now.
I said, then some of them people was murdered. And I'm just saying allegedly and some of that stuff that they put out. That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, okay. Don't use the P word. Got you.
I get that, but there's already been other words that are more harming to our
Right.
algorithm been dropped this episode, so we're just gonna go the full Monty this time.
No, I'm just trying to figure it out. That the stuff that we didn't see, but it's like, but look at the people who done went to jail. You got political prisoners for people because that you felt like they was a harm to the United States government that they locked up. They didn't even do no harm. Then I'm just saying, like, when you see the government, the games they playing, man, it's just like I know people sitting in jail like, you got to be kidding me.
Dude,
You got to be kidding me.
I still feel terrible for people who are in jail for marijuana charges, right? And they're sitting in jail in prison in states that have legalized it. Like,
and then you got the big business people would be hypocritical. You might see people that was police once. They didn't stop. Now they got grow shops. I'll be you son of a bitch. How
you would have
know that?
arrested me 10 years ago
And they
for
give
having
me
an ounce on me, but you've got pounds growing in your basement, motherfucker.
And that's just like you be seeing them. They'll lock somebody up, but you don't hear when the police. You know they let certain ones out. When you see the police be just as crooked, they be putting drugs out in the street. It's like, then you just lock me up. Ain't you doing this? But we see all this stuff the police was able to do. And the thing is, don't get it twisted when they do catch these crooked cops. They didn't just became crooked when they got caught. That was years of crookedness. And look how they let it slide until they finally got
they
mad.
have
They
to get them,
up.
and then they pound them like, oh yeah, look, we're doing something. Well, you've got Freddie here, but what about Jimmy, John, Mark, Joseph, and all the other ones that were on the slide with them? But you got Freddie. Good job, jackass.
Facts. Yeah, I'm looking at Training Day. Now, and people look like Training Day ain't serious. People can go back and watch the movie Harlem Nights when you see the gang. I mean, with the mob was with the police. The mob was with the senators. Go watch Hoodlum when you see and they be acting like, oh no, this senator wouldn't do this. And this is back in the 20s, 1920s.
You don't need to look at movies. It is very well documented that JFK was best friends with the fucking mob.
But you know what
they offered to fucking knock some people off for him. They assaulted people for him at the voting stations. This is documented fact, not just
police, but they're not crooked.
Not just primary sources. You also have secondary sources, deathbed confessions. You have eyewitnesses, and it's even in federal historical record.
See,
and people are saying, "Oh no, cops aren't dirty. Cops aren't mixed up with this," and oh, fucking politicians aren't mixed up. It went all the way up to the presidency once. You're saying it didn't happen before and it hasn't happened since? You're fucking high.
Look at this. Started out was ex-DEA judges, politicians have huge weed farms. And look what Angela Lynette said. I think when Rafael Perez supposed to have something to do with Death Row. Training Day was ironically based off Rafael Perez, the insanely corrupt LAPD. That's what I'm saying. But people don't think like, oh, this corruption just stopped. Just go watch the old movies. Even go watch the movies with the Westerns. You don't think they had corrupt people doing that to U.S. Marshals and stuff?
All right.
People with money.
Here's one I can speak directly to.
Go
because
ahead.
I lived in the area. Wyatt Earp and the Earp brothers. Fucking legends of Tombstone. Legendary lawmen. They were just as corrupt as the cowboys they were hunting down. The only difference is who wore the fucking badge. Wyatt Earp owned a fucking hotel and casino. He was ripping people off left and right. You want to know what you needed to go up to his table to gamble? A fucking nugget of silver. And 15 times out of 20, you would lose that nugget of silver and you were owned by him. He would raise the bet so high. The house odds were always against you. And then as soon as people started making trouble because he was corrupt, he got his brothers, two of them, got a badge. Virgil and I can't remember the other one's name. Got a badge. They were the sheriffs. And they said, no guns in Tombstone. But guess what? Earp had one underneath his poker table. And then once the Cowboys started actually causing problems because Earp was so corrupt, Earp got deputized, and then he went and got a fucking marshal's badge and hunted them down like dogs. You can't tell me that the lawmen are just as fucking clean as the lawmen are cleaner than criminals. It really matters just who wears that fucking badge.
No, I hear what you said, cuz you said the one that hollered the loudest against crime is behind it always. That's
Usually.
a fact. Listen.
Well, what's that old term? A hit dog will holler?
And they do. Throw the rock and see which watch all of them scatter and holler. That dog will holler. You got any last words? Hey, Zeke, baby, I'm on my way down there.
Man, I had a blast day. I'm gonna go get a haircut. I can't wait for tomorrow. Actually, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool. I got, like I say, they just don't think that. I got to call my barber. I got to get myself to shave it up too. I can't come in turning the 5-0 looking rough.
Take a look at this shit.
Dude,
I've got like 2 inches on my head. I'm not used to this shit.
My stuff then grew. I gotta get it.
It's just uneven. You just need a
hat. But I gotta get it.
You just need an evening, man.
I'll see y'all in a minute. Zeke, I'm about to pull up on you, cuzzo.
Later, folks.
Peace.